Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be covering a silly goofy thing that happened to me not too long ago actually. But basically, it was a story of how my phone basically almost caught on fire and exploded. And this story, the thumbnail is actually not clickbait. I know it looks like it, but it really isn't, which is somehow... It was a lot, okay? So let's get into it, okay? So it all started one normal day. I was alone, I was just chilling on the couch watching a animation YouTuber. Forgot which animation YouTuber it was, though, so I'm not going to say who it was. And, my phone, as I was watching the video, it suddenly turned off. And I was like, that's weird. It doesn't usually do that. It's not out of battery either. It was just at 60%. So I turned it back on, right? And the screen was a little green. It had a little green tint. At first, I wasn't too worried about this, so I tried to see, does it function normally? Because if it does, then it's probably not anything, which, idiotic mistake. But, yeah, I originally thought it was nothing. I just thought it was just a little pixel issue. But as I was using it, it slowly became more and more green, to the point of which it became fully green. And I could not use it at all. There was nothing that would work. Nothing would work. So I started researching it to see what it was. And at first I thought it was something called the green screen of death, but then I figured out that it was dead pixels. And it was worse than just dead pixels too, because there was something wrong with the battery as well. That's fun. So as soon as I figured this out, I didn't think for a minute, right? So I tried to contact people through my Apple Watch, but that was dead, so that was kind of a bit of a wamp. So after that, I was like, did anyone leave their phones behind? Since I was alone at the time, right? Did anyone leave their phones here? No one did. I tried contacting people through my computer, the silly computer thing, that I tried contacting someone through Microsoft Teams. I never use Microsoft Teams because it's kind of just a worse messaging app. Like, if you want to use a messaging app on your computer, you could use like WhatsApp or something, not Microsoft Teams. But I did that at the time. I didn't think about WhatsApp or Discord. Honestly, I probably should have thought about that earlier. Well, I'll talk about how idiotic that mistake was. So that wouldn't work either, because no one would respond because it's kind of slow and all of that. So I was like, well, that won't work. Do I have anything else I can use? At this time, I had Discord installed, right? I could have just called Nightcat and it could have been a day, and that's it. But instead, so this was early in the morning, by the way. This will be important later. So instead of, me going onto Discord telling Nightcat, hey, my phone is really green, it's heating up rapidly, there could be a bit of a whoopsie doops. Oh no, my phone just kind of exploded. I could have said that, but I didn't think of Discord at the time since I was really stressed out at this point, because I was like, this is getting hotter, this is getting greener, there's this tiny spot near where the battery is that's heating up and is white, and if I touch it, it's like burning as if it was like a stove, and that's not an over-exaggeration. I touched it, and it was like as if you, like, when you were a kid, you tried to touch the stove, and it was like, ah! It was like that. So that's when I knew my phone was cooked, quite literally. That's when I knew my phone was, completely destroyed. It was cooked at the time. Because I had no way to know, like, so what do I do? So what I did is I went... Hold on. I just got a call. Okay. Anyways, so I went onto my VR headset. So this was recent. I went onto MetaQuest 3. Once again, forgot about Discord. Discord just saved me a lot of time. But I went onto there. I tried to call Nightcat, right? I failed to do so. So then I said, please call. This is a bit of an emergency at the time. And yet this was around, I think, 10 a.m. So he was eating breakfast, but he was like, okay, what is it? And then he got on the call with me. I explained everything that happened, and he was like, okay, you gotta contact someone. Let's get a car. Let's figure out what's wrong with this thing. So, we were chatting for a while. my breakfast arrived as I was talking to him, so I ate some breakfast at the time as well, because there's this place around here that I eat breakfast from every once in a while, so I had a breakfast from there. And we were chatting for a while, waiting until there was something we could really do about this. And there wasn't at the time, so we just were like, okay, so what are we gonna do? So we decided to put my phone. So Nightcat said that a good idea would be to put the phone in the bathtub and close the bathroom door without the water on, obviously. The water on would make things a lot worse. That would start an electrical fire. But basically, we put it in the bathtub, we locked the door, made sure no one was in it, and we just were like, if this thing catches on fire or blows up, it'll be in a bathtub, so if the fire starts, then it can't really spread and it's far away from everyone else, so it's the best possible solution without leaving the house, because there's nothing you could really do. We have no idea what was happening at the time, so we just kept it there, it's just a little chilling there. And for an hour, we were talking about, like, okay, you know what, until we get some help to deal with this, let's just play Smash Bros. So we got on Discord, and we were yapping, and we were playing Smash Bros. For a while, and then until finally help arrived, and we went to AT&T. Yes, my provider is AT&T. You can make fun of me as much as you want. I don't care. But yeah, so we went to AT&T, right? And we told them the whole thing, and they said, yeah, you might want to keep that thing powered off, because that thing could actually explode. So I was like, we were not over-exaggerating when we said that. We thought that was just an over-exaggeration to make it seem worse than it was. But apparently, even the AT&T agent was like, no, this phone, look at the bottom again. So the bottom was like, I was like, so here's the main problem. Near the battery, right where it's charging, where the lithium-ion battery is. Now that's what made it seem like it was about to catch on fire and explode. Was that it was the hotspot, the thing was like basically like a electric stove, was right where the battery was. Yeah, that does not sound fun. So yeah, it could have technically just exploded if we kept it on. So we made sure to entirely reset the phone and power it off entirely to make sure that it couldn't do anything. It was just nothing could work against it. Nothing would turn it on. You'd have to really hold down the power button to turn it back on. Because, see, here's one of the things that I really hated about this whole thing. Is that this time I was home alone. There was no car around. There was nothing I could get to the AT&T store with. It was a few miles away at the time from my house, so I had nothing I could do. I had to do that. I had to call him. I had to talk with them. I had to tell him everything. We had to contact a way to get a new phone, and then we went to the AT&T store, and then this is where things get a little sad. So I actually, when this happened, right, so since the phone basically exploded, right, I couldn't transfer everything, and my phone had a strange, bug with it that made it so I couldn't back it up at all. My new phone backs up all of the time, but my old phone just wouldn't, and I don't know why. So basically, I had no contacts, no apps, there was nothing about my phone, my old phone, that was on my new phone. So I had to get the essentials back, my mother, my father, Nightcat, all of the essentials were back immediately, and then I just had to wait for the rest because I had the same phone number. We actually had to get a second phone number for me because it would make it a lot easier to recover, and also just saying, this phone number, because of this phone number already exists, bro. You can't just steal someone's phone number. So that's the main reason of why I have two phone numbers now, which is nice because I get twice the amount of cell service. But yeah, everybody thought it could explode. We actually still have it in the car. It's because it's entirely dead. It's powered off, everything. Nothing will make it turn on. But this was, at the time, kind of scary, kind of spooky. I had to recover everything I've ever done on my phone. I had to sign into all my emails. I had to reset my passwords. That's when the computer really came in clutch, to be honest. The funny thing was, after all this happened, someone actually finally responded to my message on Microsoft Teams after we got they figured out what happened. yeah, after that happened, it was a bit scary, but I was eventually able to recover some of my contacts, some of my apps, all of my passwords, all the important stuff. I was able to. I did back up all of my Ibis Paint stuff, so I never lost any artwork or anything. I think journal is saved with iCloud, so I kept all of my journal things, which was important because that's where I get all my video ideas from. Just sometimes, I just write them down. I was like, this idea, great idea, I need to do this. That's also how I come up with other ideas about my channel, like the whole show ideas, music ideas, whatever I come up with. A lot of it is journaled down with the journal app on the iPhone, so it comes in clutch quite a lot. And, without my computer, to be honest, I probably wouldn't even be able to use this account anymore. I wouldn't be able to, I do remember the password for my account, but, I couldn't get my Streamlabs back, or my OBS, which those are the main things I record with. And I couldn't get all of this, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't get basically anything without my, computer having a lot of my passwords saved, including my actual emails, which was the most important thing. So that was definitely a scary experience, but it was still at the same time, it's kind of funny to look back on to see how much mistakes I made during this whole thing. I still don't know what it was. They said it was so the people at the AT&T store said it was a worse version of Dead Pixels, because it was about to catch on fire. I'm still surprised. You'd think that this video would be clickbait, but no. My phone almost caught on fire because of a lithium-ion battery malfunction. I don't know what exactly the pixels and the ion battery correlate together with heating up exactly. I'm not exactly that kind of professional of technology. I'm pretty good with technology in a lot of ways, but not that way, so what do you gotta do? That is about all I have to say about today's video. Thank you for watching all the way through. This is my first ever story time. This is my first ever story time video, so if you did enjoy this video, let me know. I hope this video will do now, because after this I have to make the thumbnail, and those will take forever to do. So this is definitely new to me. It's definitely a new style, but I'm very excited to talk about stories. And I try to make sure that my stories are actually real stories instead of a lot of, not pointing any names, I ain't pointing any fingers. But there's a lot of storytime YouTubers who say that their stories are legit, but they really aren't. There's nothing that makes them legit. They've never been legit. They never will be legit. So, that's an issue. Alright, bye for real this time. One side of the screen has my commentary and Nightcat's channel, and the other side has some videos, so